Witam wszystkich bardzo serdecznie, ja jestem Popcornik i zapraszam was na drugi odcinek z gry Broken Sword 5 Klątwa Węża. W tym odcinku postaramy się włamać tak naprawdę do tego biura tutaj, no ale najpierw musimy odwrócić uwagę tutaj Naveta, który no niestety zajmuje się na razie tą sprawą. Pierwsze co możemy chyba z nim porozmawiać i może jakoś go tutaj do tego przekonać.
Do you have a moment?
My time is of the essence. Be quick now.
Aha, i możemy sobie go wypytać o wszystkie te rzeczy, no to zaczynamy
I suppose this
od
is
pierwszej.
quite a complex case, Inspector.
It is a robbery gone bad. Nothing more, nothing less.
Surely there's a bit more to it than that.
Please abstain from baseless conjecture, madame. The victim's body paints a simple picture, more reliable than any witness statement. Consider the impact of the bullet and note the concomitant lack of blood. A casual homicide, nothing more.
Don't you find it odd that the thief chose that one particular painting?
Life is full of odd things, madame. Fingerless gloves, white dog poo-poo, nasal hair. I prefer to concern myself with murder.
Did you see the alarm was sabotaged?
I have interrogated the crime scene, madame. I am fully aware of the disabled security. I prefer biological evidence to the merely circumstantial. Body parts, blood, important things.
Don't you think the disabled alarm is highly suspicious, though?
The forensic team will be along shortly. Voice your concerns to them. Do not bother me with this circumstantial fliff-flaff.
No trzeba przyznać, że tutaj te metody ten Navet ma dosyć dziwne, no bo tak jak nam przekazał sierżant Navet, no jest tutaj niby tym specjalistą od plam krwi, więc no kurczę, jest dziwne dosyć. Dobra, lecimy z monitoringiem.
Why don't you check out the security camera footage?
Madame, that is not my area of expertise. It is the body which concerns me.
But the CCTV footage is evidence. It could help identify the killer.
Correction, madame. It is but an indicator. The only true evidence is bodily fluid. Unless you know something I don't, then please leave me be.
The only evidence Inspector Navet seemed to appreciate involved gore. What do you think about the American, Georges?
He is deeply suspicious.
Could you give me a statement, Inspector?
Now is not the time, madame.
Thanks, Inspector. I'll let you know if I remember anything else.
No widzimy, że chyba zbytnio tutaj nic z nim nie załatwimy.
I needed to unearth new evidence or concoct some. And the bloodier, the better.
Okej, czyli widzę, że coś tutaj musimy raczej z tą krwią zrobić, no bo faktycznie skoro się nią zajmuje, no to może być jakoś tak zainteresowany, więc myślę, że przydałoby się ją znaleźć w jakiś tam sposób. No dobra, zobaczmy sobie jeszcze, co powie nam Lane.
Are you Hector Lane, the art critic?
Enchanté, madame. And which of the angels are you?
I'm Nico Collar, a reporter.
Ah, a fallen angel then, my favorite sort.
What can you tell me about the painting that was taken?
It was called La Malediccio, an unknown work that only recently surfaced.
Who was the artist?
A mysterious figure known only as El Serp. Some say he was a student of Picasso. He was good, but not great, and his true identity remains unknown.
What can you tell me about the theft?
Oh, it was truly awful. What do you want to know?
Have you spoken to Georges?
The American?
Yes.
He promised to clear up any misunderstandings the police might have about my presence here.
What can you tell me about Henri's involvement with the gallery?
Dear Henri, a shining diamond in the ordure that is the modern art business. He owned the gallery. What will we do without him?
Tell me about the shooting, monsieur.
Well, it all happened so fast.
Take your time. What did you see?
I can't be sure. Perhaps I could answer your questions over dinner.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I'm on a tight deadline. Did you see the thief?
I would have tackled him, but he was too quick for me.
Za szybki może dlatego, że zemdlał zaraz po usłyszeniu strzału. No, nic nam tu raczej nie powie o tym,
Did you
ale
know
możemy
that
się
the
jeszcze
alarm had been
dopytać.
sabotaged?
No. How dreadful. I suppose that's why the alarm isn't ringing.
No i mamy jeszcze tutaj legitymację prasową, więc nie zaszkodzi tutaj jej jeszcze dać.
And there was I thinking you were too young and beautiful to be a reporter.
Thanks for your help, Monsieur Lane. I wasn't going to get anything useful from Lane.
Ale mamy tu jeszcze trzecią osobę, mianowicie ojca Simeona, więc również możemy sobie z nim porozmawiać.
Excuse me, Father.
Father Simeon, my child.
Are you okay, Father?
It's a terrible shock, but yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Could I ask you some questions about the crime?
What kind of questions?
I'm a reporter for La Liberté.
I suppose it cannot hurt. Please ask away.
Why did you come to the gallery today, Father?
God brought me here. I saw the poster for the exhibition. I had to come.
What do you mean?
I knew there was great evil in La Maledictio. It was my duty to confront it. The painter was El Serp, the serpent, don't you see?
Evil? So, what were you planning on doing here today?
I wanted to bear witness to anything that the devil would conjure.
Well, I think it was a no-show, Father.
Really? A man is dead, Miss Collard. I'd say his work here today is done.
That wasn't going to help my story. Did you see anything that might help identify the killer?
The devil takes many forms, child. I didn't get a good enough look, I'm afraid.
Anything would help.
I'm sorry, my dear. My mind was elsewhere.
What do you know about Henri?
An innocent victim, insofar as any of us are innocent. If he was peddling such blasphemous works as the El Serp painting, then who knows what other sins he was hiding.
Father Simeon was making me feel guilty. Priests always did that to me. What can you tell me about the painting?
Grotesque and evil.
How can a painting be evil?
By killing all who come into contact with it.
Does that mean we're next?
Laugh not at the devil's play, Miss Collard.
Do you know anything about the painter El Serp?
He was a purveyor of blasphemy, a servant of the Antichrist.
How can you know that?
It is clear from his work.
Father Simeon was making a lot of assumptions. This is my press card. As I said, I work for La Liberté.
Good. Be sure to warn your readers that this painting is evil.
Thank you for your time, Father.
No myślę, że warto tutaj zauważyć, że faktycznie ojciec Simeon fajnie opowiada o tym obrazie. Przedstawia go w formie takiego, złego dosyć dzieła, ale to może nas tylko utwierdzać w tym, że faktycznie coś mrocznego za tym obrazem się kryje. Dobra, co my tu możemy jeszcze zrobić? Możemy obejrzeć to ciało. Okej, czyli tu nic więcej. No, te wszystkie obrazy oglądaliśmy, jak byliśmy wcieleni w George'a, więc nie wiem, czy możemy tu czegoś szukać. No, chyba ewidentnie musimy poszukać czegoś, co zastąpi nam tą plamę krwi. O, tu możemy podnieść. Aha, i to jest to pudełko od pizzy, które wcześniej przewróciliśmy, kiedy chcieliśmy podnieść kawałek tej pizzy. Chyba że została jeszcze plama sosu. I chyba faktycznie tak jest. Możemy się przyjrzeć.
The tomato sauce had splattered on the floor. I spread some of this sauce around with my shoe. It looked
Teraz
a
to
little
troszkę
bit
wygląda
like
jak
a blood stain, but it
właśnie
still
plama
was
krwi.
flat. If I was going to distract the cop, I had to get rid of that gun.
Dobra, nie wiem, czy ona będzie to chciała tak zrobić gołymi rękoma,
No
ale
way was I
spróbujemy.
going to clean that up with my bare hands.
O, no właśnie. Ekwipunek. Co my tu mamy? No raczej telefonem nie. Możemy spróbować jeszcze tą legitymacją.
I scraped up the chewing gum with my press card, hoping the inspector wouldn't notice.
Nawet sprawnie poszło. Okej. No i tu
The
chyba
tomato
wszystko w takim
sauce
razie.
looked as close to blood as it was ever going to.
To teraz chyba wystarczy go zawołać, żeby tutaj zerknął.
Yes?
Mamy dla pana plamę krwi, bo tutaj chyba się o wszystko wypytywaliśmy. No, możemy jeszcze mu to zaoferować.
Madame, I do not take bribes.
No, bardzo wartościowych łapówek. Okej, no to od razu przejdźmy do tej
Have you
plamy.
seen the stain on the floor over there? It looks like blood.
Indeed. How very curious. I must
Oj, chyba się
investigate
udało.
quickly before one of these idiots steps in it.
Chyba się udało, więc teraz George, wkraczaj do akcji.
Interesting. Maybe it is time to employ the machine.
Okay, George, that should distract him for a while.
Nice work, Nico. I'll let you know what I find in the office. I was sure the inspector hadn't seen me slip away, but I needed to be quick, because it wouldn't take him long.
No i tym sposobem udało nam się dostać do biura.
At last, Stobart.
Sorry, Mr. Rickenbacker. I've been busy.
Yeah, I damn well hope so. I'm watching the news.
Oh, anything interesting?
Yeah, someone stole a painting.
Oh, really?
And it was one you insured. What's going on?
Yes. Well, the guy was armed, sir.
So,
You think I should have thrown myself in front of the thief, wrestled him to the ground, got myself shot?
sure would have made me feel better. Anyway, find that painting, or give me a good reason not to pay out. Please tell me that you have some leads.
I'm working on it.
Tu widzę, że będzie troszkę rzeczy do przeszukania. No to zacznijmy tutaj po kolei. Kosz na śmieci.
In the trash can, I found a crumpled letter from Henri's credit card company, demanding immediate payment. It
O,
listed
już jakaś
extravagant
pierwsza
purchases
ciekawa
from a
rzecz.
variety of ladies' fashion
Zaraz
stores.
zobaczymy, co to
The
dokładnie.
address indicated that Henri lived in the chic and expensive 16th arrondissement of Paris.
O, i od razu mamy
I
również
decided to put the
adres
letter
zamieszkania
back.
Henry'ego.
His financial problems weren't my business. But now I knew where he lived.
No dokładnie. To jest najważniejsze. Dobra, lecimy dalej.
A pair of evil eyes stared from a partially covered poster. It was a hookah pipe. Those things gave me a headache. I didn't imagine Henri as a musician. Henri sure liked his clutter.
No tutaj troszkę tych rzeczy jednak mamy.
The sofa had clearly taken some punishment over the years.
No nic, no patrzymy po prostu po
The
kolei.
naked lady stared at me seductively. Henri sure had his quirks. Henri had a model of a VW camper van painted in hippie colors. The engine capacity was displayed on the back, 1600 cc. The trinkets, the junk, the instruments. Henri was kind of a hippie at heart.
Tablica ogłoszeń. Może tutaj coś być przypięte.
Henri's notice board was covered with all kinds of junk.
Okej, czyli nic chyba ciekawego.
It was hard to tell if the lava lamp was retro or just plain old. Henri may have been a hippie, but a hippie with plenty of disposable income. The telephone was an antique rotary model. The handset looked greasy.
Co tu jeszcze?
The frame containing pressed flowers. Henri may have been a hippie, but a hippie with plenty of disposable income.
No i tak, z tego co widzę, to tutaj również właśnie mamy monitoring, ale może zanim to no chciałabym sobie wszystkie rzeczy tutaj faktycznie przepatrzeć.
The calendar looked like a child's school project. Henri had ringed 27th May and scrawled birthday. Poor guy hadn't quite made it to his big day.
Okej, wszędzie jakoś te daty się przewijają.
The poster advertised the 1975 Stockholm Music Festival.
Czyli z tego co pamiętam na razie mamy tak 1600, czyli pojemność tego silnika, albo 16 000, już nie pamiętam, ale chyba 1600. Tutaj mamy 27 maja, czyli 2705, a tutaj 1975. No dobra, lecimy w takim razie do monitoringu.
The CCTV system was ancient. It took individual shots and recorded them to tape. It looked like I needed to enter a passcode to view the recording.
A, no to wszystko jasne. O, to dobra, zaczynamy od początku, czyli 1600. Nie.
Henri hadn't set the model van's engine size as the passcode.
Okej, 1975.
And there I was, thinking that Henri might have set such an obvious code. No such luck.
No i pozostał nam chyba ostatni, nie? 27 maja 2705.
Bingo.
Mamy to.
I rewound the tape to before the robbery. This was the first interesting frame. It was Henri studying La Malédiction. He couldn't have had any idea what was about to happen.
Tutaj nie wiem, czy on nie trzyma nawet tej kartki w ręce. Okej, czyli tu możemy sobie chyba po prostu sprawdzać wszystko. No to zacznijmy od tego obrazu.
The image was a little fuzzy, but in the center of the painting was what looked like a snake eating its own tail. I thought about what the priest said. There was definitely something unsettling about the picture.
No i mamy jeszcze oczywiście
Was Henry
Henry'ego.
studying that picture, or did he look worried? There was definitely more to this robbery than I first thought.
A, i tutaj możemy zmieniać chyba po prostu te klatki.
Nico and I were taking a look at La Malédiction just before the robbery. Funny, the painting didn't strike me as remarkable at the time, just odd.
Okej.
There I was, looking at the exhibition. It seemed that whenever Nico stepped back into my life, so did trouble. The most striking aspect of the painting was a snake eating its own tail.
A, to będzie chyba to samo. No i nic więcej. Dobra, lecimy kolejna klatka.
A good view of La Malédiction. I could kind of see why Father Simeon thought it was evil. There was a certain presence about it.
Dobra. Tu mam ten obraz, no to pewnie będzie to samo.
The killer caught in the act. There was nothing really distinctive about him. The CCTV had caught the killer in the act of lifting La Malédiction from the wall. He knew exactly which painting to take. The moment it all went horribly wrong.
No tak, czyli mamy
There was some
złodzieja.
writing on the front of his helmet, but I couldn't quite make it out.
O właśnie, faktycznie na tym kasku ma jakieś logo i napis. Może będzie jakaś kolejna klatka, która nam pozwoli to
Why hadn't Henry
przeczytać.
backed down when the thief pulled the gun? If that was me, I'd have done whatever the guy wanted.
No najwidoczniej po prostu ten obraz był tak wartościowy, że no Henry chciał za wszelką cenę go obronić.
The alarm should have sounded when the killer took the painting. but it had been sabotaged.
No tak, to już wiemy, że niestety alarm się nie uruchomił.
Or even Henri himself. The killer making his getaway.
Jest, mamy logo.
A logo on the front of his helmet read Waterloo Motors. That could be useful.
To mamy chyba wszystko. Tutaj.
The painting was gone.
O, dokładnie.
The alarm should have sounded when the
Okej, czyli to mamy wszystko. Możemy jeszcze popatrzeć, bo właśnie zostało nam tak. Może na górze jeszcze coś. Model. O, rzeźba.
The statue was jaunty, up close and personal. I could see that the fig leaf was hinged.
Okej. Czyli chyba musimy wcisnąć, nie?
Thankfully, there was no one around to see me do this. Very interesting.
No i mamy szufladę. Save. O kurczę. No dobra. I będziemy tu mieć jakąś zagadkę z tego, co widzę.
I wasn't going to open the safe without the key. I was fairly sure that even Henri wouldn't be silly enough to keep it hidden in the office.
No właśnie, może jest w jego mieszkaniu po prostu. No tak, tu nic nie mam na razie. I jeszcze można zbadać właśnie szuflady biurka.
I didn't like the idea of a pocket full of sharp pins. I didn't need a business card.
Czyli widzę, że tutaj nasz bohater nie jest chętny do zbierania rzeczy.
Again, it might have leaked all over my pocket.
Okej,
The
zapalniczka.
lighter was corroded and grimy. It'd probably never work again. I decided to leave it. Carrying an ink pot around inside my pocket would have been stupid. The ink would have stained my hands for days. I didn't feel the need to take Henri's eraser. I didn't want to carry the tape around. I had a feeling I wasn't going to need it. It was the paper that Nico wrote for. Nico lived for the day her story would be on the front cover.
Okej, to chyba w sumie wszystko. Jeszcze mamy oczywiście szuflady.
There was nothing else in the drawer.
Dobra, no ale co tu jest? Jeszcze tutaj sprawdzę, ale chyba już nic więcej nie ma.
The folder looked interesting. This was very definitely tampering with evidence.
Vera.
It was a completion of work notice from a company called Vera Security. They weren't the guys we'd recommended. Henri had gone behind our backs to choose a different security outfit. Huh. I'd never heard of Vera Security, but there was an address and phone number on the form.
O kurczaki. To chyba
Monsieur.
mamy problem.
So, you have snuck in here, and now you are tampering with my evidence.
Prawda? Kłamstwo? Nie no, chyba trzeba się ukrywać.
I'm just looking for the name of the caterer. That cheese was to die for.
Ah, to die for? Or to kill for? I put it to you, monsieur. Monsieur...
Stobart. George Stobart.
I put it to you that you came here in search of cheese and killed the owner in a fromage-induced frenzy.
Well,
Dokładnie tak było.
I'm from Paris Mutual. We insured the exhibition.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
Time will tell, monsieur.
Truth will out, Inspector.
Who dares wins, Monsieur Stobart.
He who laughs last laughs loudest, Inspector Navet. The guy was seriously nuts.
May I remind you, monsieur, that a serious crime has been committed. I am going to have to ask you to return to the gallery.
Of course, but I do need to ask you a few questions.
D'accord. But remember, anything you say can be used against you, Monsieur Stobart.
Okay, I'll bear that in mind.
A, czyli możemy o to popytać. No to niech będzie. Zaczynamy od Vera Security, czyli wiem, że to jest ta firma zabezpieczająca to miejsce.
Do you know anything about a company called Vera Security?
No, I have never heard of them. Now, I must get on with my investigation.
Myślę, że on nawet łyknął to kłamstwo z cateringiem i serem.
It's very
W sumie dobrze
likely that
wyszło.
the security camera holds a clue to the killer's identity.
Monsieur, I am a professional, and you are an amateur. So, leave the investigating to me, huh? Pal? Monsieur, you are American, no?
Yeah, California born and bred.
Of course. I think perhaps you are wanting to be like that Starsky and Butch, monsieur. No? Rolling around on top of fast cars with beautiful ladies, firing your gun.
Interesting idea, Inspector, but not really my style.
Indeed. Well, let me tell you something, monsieur. You are my prime suspect. You may go now, but I will need to speak with you again.
No w sumie dosyć śmieszne, bo
I had
przecież
some valuable
Lane
leads,
miał być tym
but
głównym
before following
podejrzanym.
up on 'em, I had important business to attend to. Hey, Nico, you want to grab a quick cup of coffee?
Sure.
I am pleased to announce that I have finished my preliminary investigation. This is now an official crime scene, and you must all go. I shall be questioning all of you again in the coming days. Nobody is to leave the country, particularly you, Monsieur Stobart. Monsieur Lane will stay behind to help secure the premises. Move!
Może to i lepiej, że to opuszczamy, bo teraz będziemy mogli się chyba zająć tymi rzeczami, które udało nam się tutaj znaleźć i dowiedzieć.
Two coffees, please.
Nice work in there, Nico. Whatever you did, it worked.
I just made a tiny distraction, and Navet bought it.
I think Navet would buy anything if it had blood on it. You know, this whole setup, the theft, the murder, it just doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
Like I said, I think it was an inside job.
Go on.
Someone disabled the alarm, but on just one painting.
Let me guess. La maledicción.
Exactly. And I aim to find out who did it. The CCTV picked up an image of the thief. His helmet had the words Waterloo Motors written across it.
Interesting. I think I got a couple of good shots of him too, but I need to take a better look at them at home.
Great. Let me know what you find. Well, the priest thinks La Maledicción is evil.
Charles, she's just crazy.
Yeah, you're probably right. But there's something strange going on. I found the address of the security company Henri employed. It was not the one that I recommended.
Good luck with your investigations. Well, I guess I should go. This story won't write itself. And Josh,
Yeah?
it's good to see you again.
Great to see you too, Nico. I watched her walk away. The sound of traffic, the sun shining, a crime to solve, and Nico back in my life.
O kurczę. I widzę, że teraz będziemy mieć mapkę, gdzie możemy się dostać. Czyli mamy tak, albo ta firma Vera, albo mieszkanie Henry'ego. No i co tutaj wybrać? No może najpierw do mieszkania, bo tam może znajdować się ten klucz do tego sejfu.
Whether coming here so soon after his death was such a great idea.
To zaraz się przekonamy. Najpierw może tutaj popatrzymy na wszystko.
Parisian spring fashion. Reminds me why I love this city. I recognize the name Sasha from the charges listed in Henri's credit card letter.
To jest właśnie taka gra, gdzie no, trzeba tutaj wszystkiemu się przypatrzeć, bo nie wiadomo, co nam się przyda do tego naszego śledztwa. Wyjście, park.
At the end of the road, I could see the magnificent Bois de Boulogne.
Okej, kawiarnia, nie kwiaciarnia, kawiarnia. Aha, i tu już mamy to nasze mieszkanko. Tam już dalej nie przejdziemy.
Excuse me, madame. This is George Stobart. Could I talk to you?
What?
George Stobart, madame. I'm from the insurance company.
For God's sake, did they have all this? I don't want to buy insurance.
No, I'm not selling, madame. It's about the gallery theft.
Oh, I see. You people move fast, don't you? This isn't a good time. I am so distraught.
Madame, Right.
Now that hadn't achieved much.
No faktycznie świetnie. A nic tutaj chyba nie zrobimy za bardzo.
The front door was locked.
No chyba faktycznie. Chociaż no w sumie coś tutaj musimy zrobić, bo nie sądzę, żeby od razu udawać się do tej firmy. No zobaczymy, co mamy w ekwipunku. No perfumy. Tutaj chyba nic nie za bardzo. A właśnie, mamy telefon. To może on się w sumie przydać. No, wykorzystajmy go, bo... Kto to jest?
Hello, Mr. Rickenbacker? I found a piece of paper that shows Henri went against my recommendations for security.
And?
I guess I'm just wondering why.
Well, you're on the case, Stobart. Just find out where that painting's gone.
Dobra, czyli tutaj tylko możemy przedstawić, co tutaj udało nam się wykonać. No dobra, no to w takim razie chodźmy do tej Wery. Może coś tutaj się uda zrobić.
The address led me to a dead-end alley at the end of a deadbeat mall. No wonder I'd never heard of Vera Security. Vera Security. I was going to get some answers there. I hoped.
Okej, czyli tutaj musimy się dostać. Jeżeli chodzi o drzwi, to pewnie będą zamknięte, nie?
Help!
What's wrong?
There's a monster.
What? Where?
Karaluchy.
Get rid of it.
Oh, the cockroach.
Yes, the cockroach. Help!
Okej, czyli musimy się go chyba po prostu pozbyć.
Come here, little fella.
O kurczę.
I was never going to catch it with my bare hands.
Dobra, czyli coś tutaj musimy zrobić. Możemy go chyba popsikać.
That would have violated the Chemical Weapons Convention.
Dobra, a jeżeli chodzi o cążki?
That was never going to happen.
Dobra, czyli tutaj chyba zbytnio
There were crumbs on the floor. No wonder the cockroach
nic nie mamy do roboty. Dobra. Możemy jeszcze sobie tutaj popatrzeć, pozbierać, a jeszcze mam tam kilka osób do zagadania.
Romanovs, a Russian brand cigarette. The pack was empty. A crumpled cigarette pack.
Okej, czyli tutaj nic nie zrobimy.
The ashtray was full of
Popielniczka.
cigarette butts. The filters were gold colored. Very exotic. As a child, I'd always been told
Niewidzialne
not to play with
pudełko, to
matches,
było dziwne,
but I
ale
knew
bardziej mnie
it
po
was
prostu
this.
ta czerwona kropeczka interesowała, a udało się jakieś zapałki znaleźć, no okej. Dobra, czyli to mamy. Widzę, że za czysto chyba nie jest.
There was a huge cockroach in the way.
Okej, czyli tutaj nie przejdziemy. To jest w ogóle jakieś miejsce po plakacie, czy czymś takim. Drzwi. Aha, czyli musimy najpierw tego karalucha tutaj poskromić.
Hello, I'm...
Cockroach! I see the little beggar.
Dobra, to zanim może z nim się tutaj uporamy, najpierw chciałabym jeszcze tutaj z tym kolegą porozmawiać. Właściciel straganu. No niech
Hello,
będzie.
I'm George Stobart.
Call me Bassam, and do please forgive me, but I'm in no mood to talk. I have a resounding headache.
Could you help me with a vermin problem, please?
Please, Mr. Stobart, I really can't deal with other people's problems right now.
Do you know anything about Vera's security over there?
Not really. I haven't been here long, but neither have they by the looks of it.
Why do you say that?
Rush setup, new sign, low investment, and no customers except for you.
Bad migraine, eh?
The worst. The buzzing and flashing from the old sign is killing me. I thought the neon sign had potential until it broke.
Is it your sign?
No, the previous owners. Used to be a restaurant. But this is horrible. Adversely affecting my footfall and giving me a splitting headache.
Czyli wygląda na to, że jemu też możemy tutaj pomóc.
You want me to
No
try
dobra,
fixing that
wypytajmy
sign
się do
for you?
końca.
Do you know what you're doing?
I'm very good at fixing things.
Then please do. I'm no good at electricals. Marketing analysis and predicting trends is more my thing.
Smell this.
Whew. At least it's the real thing.
Do you have any use for nail clippers?
No.
I didn't think there was much point.
I found a box of matches.
Always useful. But not my bag, George. I'm more a retro lighter kind of guy.
No dobra, czyli z nim porozmawialiśmy. Możemy jeszcze zobaczyć sobie na stragan.
Bottle stoppers, keychains, musical cards.
Okej, czyli tu nic więcej nie ma. Mamy jeszcze właśnie ten neon, który mu dokucza.
I took a good look at the sign. The wiring was exposed and the cover broken. No wonder it was flashing. I pulled the wire off. Well, that was one way to stop the letters flashing.
Okej, czyli
Now
tutaj
only half
udało
the
nam
sign
się
is illuminated.
pozbyć tego migania. Są jeszcze jakieś kartki chyba, nie? Nie wiem, czy nam coś to da. A, bo to możemy przenosić. A, okej, czyli wygląda na to, że musimy ułożyć ten szyld, chyba który wcześniej był, ale no za bardzo nie wiem jak. No, musi coś tutaj być, co nam pozwoli to zrobić. Może jakaś ulotka albo coś takiego, albo zobaczyć jeszcze do ekwipunku. Ale to nie. Myślałam, że będzie jakieś logo albo coś takiego. Kurczę. A, i teraz w ogóle mamy podpowiedzi do tego. Można zmienić kolejność liter, wyjść w interakcję z literą, aby ją podnieść. Dzięki temu możesz umieścić literę w innym gniazdku, po prostu przesuń literę w nowe miejsce i wyjść z nim w interakcję, żeby upuścić tam literę. Okej.
Seemed the letters could be moved around. Shame it didn't have the right letters to spell Bassam. I'd have to think of something else.
Czy może faktycznie trzeba coś takiego? Ale w sumie tu chyba nawet nie ma tych literek. Kurczaki, nie da się dopytać? Bo może tutaj jeszcze będzie jakaś opcja.
The buzzing and flashing has stopped.
And I am very grateful. But the sign still looks pretty terrible, doesn't it? When you're building a brand from the ground up, name is everything.
No właśnie.
I need a name that makes my customers long for adventure and treasures from faraway places.
I could take a look at your sign, come up with something.
You are like a genie from a magic lamp.
Dobra, czyli mamy kilka słów kluczowych. Dalekie przygody, skarby, no i dżin. On też ma taki dosyć no dziwny akcent. Lampy sprzedaje. Może jakieś takie klimaty, nie? Tylko tu też te literki są dziwne. Dużo razy się A powtarza. Może faktycznie coś takiego związanego z tą Persją, no bo w sumie lampa dżina kojarzy się na przykład z Alladynem i takimi klimatami, ale w sumie nie wiem, czy da się Aladdin ułożyć. To chyba przez 2D się pisze. Okej. Czyli to tak. Bo już jeszcze to D z tą dziwną kreseczką, ale to w sumie nie wiem. Zobaczymy tak. Aha, bo to się nie świeci wtedy. Czyli musi być krótsze. Albo po prostu Aladdin, a nie przez E na końcu. A to sobie zobaczmy. Okej, czyli chyba przez N. I wtedy faktycznie pisze się przez 2D. Tylko jeszcze mamy to dziwne D, ale to zaraz zobaczymy po kolei. Czyli to sobie przesuniemy. I teraz możemy z tym D próbować. Dajmy na razie zwykłe. Ale chyba się udało nawet bez tego.
Hey, Bassam, how about this? I know it's not your name, but...
Aladdin. Very cool. That's a terrific name for my store. Hits every one of my USPs.
Muszę przyznać, że naprawdę przyjemna zagadka.
You're a genius, George. Let me know if I can do anything for you. Aha, Mr. Stobart. What can I do for you?
I decided to keep the wire. If Bassam knew how flimsy the sign was, he wouldn't.
Do you happen to know a good way to catch a cockroach?
To be honest, George, I'm better at questions on balancing budgets within a liberal economic framework. But as a layman, perhaps I could suggest you trap it? And please, whatever you do, don't squish it.
Why is that?
The entire family will catch the scent and arrive for the funeral.
Ooh, we don't want that.
You need to
Czyli
find a
ewidentnie
container of some
musimy
sort. Then I think add this.
zrobić pułapkę i on nam chyba nawet w tym pomoże.
Rich tea. Oh, what's that, a cookie?
The perfect cockroach biscuit. Dry, dull, unsatisfying, and yet curiously Moorish.
I'll give it a try.
No w sumie już mamy pudełko, bo mamy pudełko od zapałek. No dobra, ale ogólnie możemy się chyba o to wszystko wypytać, więc ja to szybko zrobię. I lecimy dalej.
It's magnificent. I owe you one.
What do you think?
I'm over the moon, George. Thanks to you, I can now sell my retro cavalcade of musical cards, brushes, souvenirs. And you know what they say, happy sellers make happy shoppers.
So what are you selling?
Ah, I'm glad you asked. I sell all those things you can't get anywhere else in Paris.
Like...
English biscuits, Turkish delight, French cassettes, Brazilian Betamax videos.
Thank you for the cookie.
You're very welcome.
He struck me as more of an aftershave kind of guy.
Do you have any use for nail clippers?
Nail clippers? The pocket knife's little brother.
Yeah, I like that. I better hang on to him.
I decided to hold on to the matchbox.
Okej, czyli wygląda na to, że tu już mamy wszystko, także wracamy do naszego karalucha i trzeba tutaj tą pułapkę jakoś przygotować. Więc nie wiem, czy tu tak się da, ale w sumie połączyłabym od razu i zrobiła pułapkę. A faktycznie ten interfejs jest naprawdę bardzo czytelny. I można robić to wszystko, co w zwykłych point and clickach. Dobra, lecimy na karalucha.
I went to take a closer look.
Dobra, czyli musimy najpierw do niego podejść i użyć tej pułapki.
I needed to set the trap down somewhere and wait for my friend to make his move. I set down my clever trap. Now, all I had to do was wait.
No i pięknie.
Gotcha!
Udało się.
You are a gentleman and no mistake. I hate cockroaches.
Always ready to help a damsel in distress.
I bet you are. Can I help you?
Yes, please. Do you know if there's anyone in the office I can talk business with?
Yes, me, chérie. I'm Annette, the manager.
Oh, gosh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean... The gloves. I just thought...
Ah, easy mistake to make. If you haven't been reconstructed, that is.
Oh, but I have been reconstructed. A number of times. From the ground up.
Okej, czyli możemy sobie tu z kimś pogadać, przeszukać od razu szufladę.
Look, do you mind not touching the office equipment?
Annette's peripheral vision was, quite simply, astounding.
Myślę, że poszukamy tutaj czegoś więcej już w następnym odcinku, bo dzisiaj udało nam się bardzo dużo rzeczy zdobyć i dowiedzieć się o niektórych sprawach, także myślę, że to jest idealne miejsce, żeby zakończyć ten odcinek. Ja mam nadzieję, że on wam się spodobał. Jeżeli tak, dajcie łapkę w górę. Odsyłam was oczywiście do następnych filmów. Macie wszystkie je w playliście Broken Sword 5. No i co? Ja zapraszam na kolejne. Do zobaczenia za niedługo. Cześć!